Hi everyone, today we're making Gari Fortor. This is a special Ghanaian delicacy that is made with gari and stew. You can also make it in any other way as far as you're just getting that Gari Fortor vibe, okay? And I'm going to teach you how to make this very simple Gari Fortor. Let's get started. To make my stew, I have here my tomatoes, my peppers, my garlic, ginger, some onion, some green bell pepper, and then I'm going to be adding 1 carrot just to improve that flavor, okay? And what I'm going to do now is cook this tomato mix so that it will be easy for me to blend, and it will also elevate the taste. It will combine the flavors and your stew is going to taste so much better. Now I'm just adding in some oregano. You can decide not to add that. It's not compulsory. Now I'm just going to boil this for 10 minutes and this is what we have. Do not add any water because that tomatoes has this juice in it and it will produce its own liquid, okay? So you don't have to add any water to this, but make sure you don't burn it because you're not trying to roast this. Now I'm going to blend this after and then transfer this into my bowl and just set it aside. Can you see how this is looking? It looks so good already. Now to make my stew, I'm going to add in some oil to my saucepan and then add in some onions. I'm using 2 large onions here, so I'm just going to fry this and then add in some tomato paste after 5 minutes, okay? Now you're just going to fry the tomato paste and the onions together for at least 10 minutes so that it can properly cook before you add in your blended tomato mix, okay? This way the stew is not going to take too long to cook and you're going to have it tasting just good as it should be. Okay, now I'm just going to cover this and let it fry, like I said, for some time before you add the tomato mix. Now I'm going to add in the tomato mix and then within 15 to 20 minutes your stew is going to be ready because we pre-cooked the tomato mix by boiling it, and so it makes it cook so fast. If you don't want to boil this, you can roast or you can do any other thing, fry the pepper mix or whatever, but this is a simple method that I like using for recipes like this because it's fast to make, okay? Now cover this and let that stew cook properly. When the oil starts to settle, you know that the stew is ready, okay? Now I'm just going to check it and then add in my sausages. This is raw sausages because it's going to cook in the stew, so you don't have to fry it before adding it, okay? This way it tastes better. And so if you decide to add sausages to this recipe, then you don't have to fry it. Just add it in its raw form and you're good to go, okay? This way you're also learning how to make simple sausage stew if you don't want to add a gari to it to make Gari Fortor. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Now just going to cover this and let the sausages and the stew cook together. At this point you want to check this and then add in your seasoning. You can use any seasoning of your choice. I'm using my usual seasoning mix. I'm going to list the combo in the caption. You can check it out, okay? Now give this a good mix and then I'm going to add in my vegetables, okay? You can use any vegetables of your choice. I'm using my favorite vegetable, that's bell pepper. I'm using the yellow, I'm using the green, I'm using the red, okay? You can use any vegetables that you like, but I like bell peppers because it gives the stew this flavor that is so different from any other stew. So I always prefer putting bell peppers in my stews, my vegetable stew, or when I'm making Gari Fortor. Now you can just cover this and let the stew properly cook, and there you have it, your perfect Gari Fortor stew. But looking at this, it looks so good, and so I was just contemplating, should I add the gari or not? But we're making Gari Fortor, so we're going to add in our gari. For the gari, you can decide to sprinkle a little water on it before you add it to the stew, or you can just pour the gari in its raw form. They all work, it's all up to you. So I added a little water to the gari before pouring it into the stew, and then I'm going to mix everything together and you have your Gari Fortor ready. And that's how you make Gari Fortor. Some people make Gari Fortor with just palm oil. Some people also make it like a tour, like the grind pepper, momone, and everything like that. Add in the gari, grind it, you know, that method. So this is like the stew method, so that's why people call this Gari Jollof, because it looks just like jollof. Do you understand? Now my Gari Fortor is ready and all we have to do now is serve and enjoy. I know you guys will try this recipe. I don't know who wouldn't. Unless you don't like gari. Some people said gari gives them heartburns, and it's understandable because it can choke you. But if you're here and you like gari, then I don't know what's stopping you. You need to try Gari Fortor because Gari Fortor is so good, okay? Now I added some fried turkey and I'm going to add in some plantain, some avocado, and then enjoy. I hope you guys try this recipe. When you do, let me know how it goes. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share my videos, and see you in my next video. Bye!